Before you open another can from Walmart, stop. That small dent you ignored? That one unpronounceable ingredient? It could be doing more harm than you realize. These cans sell by the millions every single week, but few people ever stop to ask what's really inside, or what could be wrong inside. You clicked on this video for a reason, and by the end, you'll know exactly which 10 Walmart canned foods you should never buy, and the real dangers no one's warning you about. Let's start with number 10. Canned soups, including Great Value and national brands. They're quick, warm, and feel like comfort in a can. But most canned soups, even the ones from familiar brands you see at Walmart, hide a serious health red flag: salt. Many of these soups pack over 1,000 milligrams of sodium per serving. And here's the catch. Most people don't stop at half a can. That means you're often getting double the amount, nearly 2 full days' worth of sodium in one sitting. One retiree from Georgia shared that she'd been living off canned soups for months, thinking she was eating light and healthy. Then her blood pressure spiked. Her doctor told her it wasn't stress, it was soup. Manufacturers load these cans with salt not for flavor, but for preservation. It keeps them shelf-stable for years, but at the expense of your heart. High sodium can cause fluid retention, fatigue, headaches, and long-term heart damage. Here's the takeaway. If you rely on canned soups, rinse them before heating, or dilute them with water to cut the sodium. But honestly, your best move is to replace them with homemade or low-sodium options. Because when a comfort food leaves your heart under pressure, it's not comfort anymore. Number 9. Great Value cut green beans. Green beans. One of the simplest things in the world, right? Just a vegetable, some salt, a splash of water. But here's the danger most people completely overlook. The tiniest dent in that could become the perfect home for deadly bacteria. When a can gets dented, especially near the rim or seams, air can sneak inside. That's all it takes for Clostridium botulinum, a bacteria that produces one of the most toxic substances on Earth, to grow. You won't see it, smell it, or taste it. But one bite could make you violently ill. A woman from Oklahoma shared how her husband got sick after eating canned green beans that looked fine. The can had a small dent she barely noticed. Within 12 hours, he was throwing up and dizzy, and doctors confirmed a bacterial infection consistent with spoiled packaging. Here's what's wild. Thousands of dented cans are sold every day. Employees can't check each one, and sometimes damaged stock gets restocked accidentally. So that means the only person standing between you and food poisoning is you. Before tossing a can in your cart, look carefully. If you see dents, rust, or bulges, especially near the lid, put it back. A 50-cent saving is not worth risking your health. Because when it comes to canned veggies, it's not what's in the can that's scary. It's what might have snuck in with it. Next up is number 8. Walmart tomato products. Sauce, paste, diced tomatoes. Tomatoes are naturally acidic, and that acidity is a chemical troublemaker. When it sits inside metal cans, especially cheap ones without safe linings, the acid starts breaking down the metal. The result? Tiny amounts of metal leach into your food. A shopper in Ohio noticed a weird metallic taste in her spaghetti one night. A few hours later, she was doubled over with stomach cramps. Her doctor traced it back to, you guessed it, a can of tomato sauce she'd picked up at Walmart. That metallic tang isn't your imagination. It's your body reacting to metal exposure. Over time, it can cause inflammation, nausea, and digestive issues. Always choose tomato products labeled BPA-free or packaged in glass jars. It might cost $1 more, but it saves you from a toxic dinner experiment. Because when acid meets metal, your stomach becomes the lab, and you don't want to be the test subject. Number 7. Van Camp's and Gova tuna. The go-to protein for quick lunches and snacks. But even this pantry staple can hide a dangerous secret. In 2024, Van Camp's and Gova tuna brands were pulled from Walmart shelves after potential botulism contamination. The seals on some cans had failed, allowing toxins to grow inside. Invisible, odorless, deadly. A college student in California opened one of those cans during exam week. It looked fine, smelled fine. Within 24 hours, he was hospitalized with blurred vision and trouble breathing. Symptoms linked to botulinum toxin. Botulism doesn't warn you. You can't see it or taste it. But if you notice a tuna can that's bulging, leaking, or smells even slightly sour, don't take a bite, just to check. Throw it away immediately. That $1 tuna can isn't a bargain if it risks your nervous system, because sometimes the cheapest option can cost the most. If that made you rethink what's in your pantry, hit that like button right now. It helps this video reach more sharp-eyed shoppers like you. And don't forget to subscribe to Smart Frugal Hub, where every week we expose hidden food risks and reveal smarter, safer shopping moves. Up next, we're going seasonal. And trust me, you'll want to see what's coming. Number 6. Dinty Moore Beef Stew. Hearty, filling, and easy to heat. But there's a reason this can shows up on recall lists again and again. A few years ago, over 250,000 pounds of Dinty Moore beef stew were recalled due to potential bacterial contamination. Walmart was one of the biggest retailers affected. A truck driver from Kansas said he opened a can during a long haul and thought it smelled a little off, kind of metallic. He ate it anyway. Hours later, he was in urgent care with severe stomach pain. When the seal on a can fails during storage or shipping, bacteria thrives silently. And you won't know until it's too late. If a can looks swollen, leaking, or rusted, skip it, no matter the brand. Big name doesn't mean big safety, because nothing ruins dinner like a trip to the ER. We're almost halfway through, and the craziest part is still coming up. Once you hear what's hiding in the top 2, you'll never look at Walmart's canned aisle the same way again. Number 5. Mixed canned meals. Chili, ravioli, mac, and beef. These are the no-fuss dinners. Just heat, eat, and done. But here's the hidden truth. Convenience often comes loaded with chemicals your body doesn't need. Many mixed canned meals are packed with preservatives, sodium, MSG, and hydrogenated oils. These slow your metabolism, trigger inflammation, and leave you feeling bloated and sluggish. A father from Colorado packed these for a family camping trip. By nightfall, everyone felt nauseous and drained. It wasn't altitude sickness, it was the meal. Over time, these ingredients can strain your liver, raise your blood pressure, and cause chronic fatigue. They fill you up, but they don't fuel you. Convenience isn't value if it drains your vitality. Real food takes more effort, but it gives back real energy. Number 4. Canned vegetables with BPA-lined cans. Now here's the sneaky one. The cans that look harmless but hide a chemical risk. Many budget brand canned veggies, including those sold at Walmart, still use BPA linings. BPA leaches into food, especially when cans are stored for long periods or in warm conditions. Over time, BPA exposure has been linked to hormonal imbalances, reproductive issues, and developmental problems in children. One father in Utah shared that his family switched to canned veggies for convenience. After months, they all felt constantly tired and bloated. Their doctor suggested cutting out processed cans, and within weeks, their energy returned. That's how slow chemical exposure works. You don't feel it right away, but your body pays the price quietly. If it doesn't say BPA-free, assume it's not, because a shortcut in packaging should never come at the cost of your health. Let's start with the top 3. Great value chicken broth. It's easy to assume the carton version is safer. No metal, no dents. But cartons can fail too, and when they do, you can't see it. If air sneaks in through a tiny seal failure, bacteria starts growing inside. It might look, smell, and even taste normal until it hits your system. One Texas family learned the hard way. They made homemade soup using great value broth from a carton. It tasted fine at dinner, but hours later, everyone was sick. The manufacturer later confirmed a shipping issue had compromised a small batch. Unlike cans, you can't press or inspect cartons for damage. Always shake and smell before use. If it's sour, cloudy, or foamy, toss it out. Because spoiled broth doesn't just ruin your meal, it can ruin your night. Next up is number 2, Yellowstone molasses. Baked beans. Sweet, smoky, and nostalgic. Baked beans are a cookout favorite, but Yellowstone molasses baked beans turned that comfort into chaos. In 2025, they were recalled nationwide for failing to declare soy on the label, a deadly mistake for anyone with allergies. A woman in Tennessee made them for a family barbecue. Her husband, allergic to soy, took one bite and went into anaphylactic shock. He survived thanks to quick action and an EpiPen, but it was too close. Here's the scary part. Labeling errors happen more often than you think. Shared manufacturing lines and poor cleaning practices can lead to hidden allergens slipping into safe foods. If it doesn't clearly say allergen-free, don't assume it is. Because when food companies stay silent, it's your body that pays the price. Finally, number 1. Condensed milk and baby formula in cans. This one's heartbreaking. These products are made for babies, the most vulnerable among us, yet some off-brand canned formulas and condensed milks at Walmart still contain trace lead or BPA from outdated can linings. A young couple in Missouri bought a cheaper formula to save money. Within a week, their baby developed rashes and digestive problems. The doctor traced it back to the can's packaging. Lead and BPA can cause lifelong developmental harm in infants. We're talking hormonal disruptions, learning difficulties, and growth issues. Even condensed milk, often used in desserts or homemade formula substitutes, isn't risk-free unless it's clearly marked BPA-free and FDA approved. When it comes to your child's health, there's no such thing as close enough. Always check labels twice, and if something feels off, walk away. Because saving a few dollars isn't worth gambling with your baby's future. Before we jump into the bonus tips, take a moment to like this video and share it with anyone who shops at Walmart. Because these hidden dangers aren't just affecting you, they could be in someone else's pantry too. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Smart Frugal Hub so you never miss our weekly insights on how to shop smarter, eat safer, and avoid hidden food hazards. These extra tips will give you even more ways to protect your family and make sure your next grocery trip is both smart and safe. Let's move on to the bonuses prepared only for you. Bonus number 3, the expiration trick. Here's something most shoppers never realize. The date printed on a can isn't always about safety, it's about quality. Best by and use by are two different things. Best by just means flavor and texture might fade. But with high-acid foods like tomatoes or fruit, that date really does matter. After it passes, the acid starts breaking down the lining, causing slow chemical leaching. One viewer told us she opened a can of diced tomatoes a few months past the date. It fizzed like soda when opened. That's not freshness. That's bacterial gas. If you ever hear a hiss, see bubbling liquid, or smell something sour, don't taste it to check. Just throw it out. Because once the can goes bad, there's no saving it. Bonus number 2, the hidden mold risk. Even when a can looks perfectly normal on the outside, mold can still grow inside, especially in budget canned fruit, pie fillings, or canned vegetables that have a little extra moisture. A shopper in Minnesota opened a can of peaches that smelled sweet, but she noticed tiny black specks floating in the syrup. She assumed it was harmless. Hours later, her family experienced stomach cramps and nausea. Lab tests later confirmed mold contamination. Mold isn't always visible, and it can release toxins that survive even light heating. Unlike bacteria, heat doesn't always neutralize it. Here's the takeaway. If a can's contents look cloudy, clumped together, or have unusual floating bits, don't take a chance. Even if the label says it's ready to eat, it could make you very sick. And our bonus number 1, the rust ring warning. Most shoppers never notice it. That faint brown ring at the bottom of a can. It looks harmless, right? But that little rust spot could be your biggest red flag. When metal starts to corrode, even slightly, it weakens the seal that keeps bacteria out. And once that barrier breaks, air gets in, and botulism has an open invitation. One shopper in Arizona said she opened a can of soup that popped louder than usual. It still looked fine, but hours later she was violently ill. The culprit? A rusted seal that went unnoticed for weeks. Here's the rule. If a can has any rust, even a faint orange mark, don't risk it. It's not worth saving $1 if it could cost you a hospital trip. Rust doesn't care how careful you are. Once it starts, it spreads. So here's the truth. Not everything that fills you fuels you. Those bright, colorful cans might look like a budget win, but what's inside could be draining you from the inside out. Cheap food today can lead to expensive problems tomorrow. This isn't about bashing Walmart. It's about being smarter than the marketing, because real value isn't found in a low price tag. It's found in knowing what you're feeding yourself and your family. So tell me, what's the one canned food you'll never buy again? Drop it in the comments. I'm curious what you've seen on those shelves. And if you want to shop smarter and dodge more hidden traps, don't miss our next video. 12 Walmart shopping secrets you can't afford to ignore. You'll be shocked by what made that list. Thanks for watching. And remember, smart shoppers read the fine print before they open the can.